that you want to move forward. So if you do decide to move forward, then you're going to continue scrolling down to where it talks about the formula to building a successful group in your community. And we'll just go through these steps really quick. Does an asexual group already exist in my area? And if so, how far away? Well, asexualgroups.com is a great way to start. You go to the main page where it talks about asexual communities at top. You'll click on your geographical region. You'll scroll through. You'll find out whether there's an asexual group in your local area already. And if there is, then find out how far away it is. I mean, if it's 40, 50 miles away and they're not having but one meetup a month or whatever, then, I don't know, get with the leader and find out whether it'd be okay to start a second one on the east side or the west side, or wherever it is that is opposite of them, or just start attending theirs. I mean, once a month isn't going to kill anybody. You could drive far once a month. It's not that big of a deal if you have the means. And if there's not one in your area, then obviously you want to move forward. Because obviously you don't want to have two asexual meetup groups in the same city going on. We're a minority group as it is, so you want to definitely join forces and merge together, because whenever you do pride marches and awareness activist type of things, the more people present, the more punctuation you're going to give to what it is that you're trying to get across through asexual awareness. Okay, so again, try to join forces and try to go to some of these places that are in your area. Do I live in a city or metro area with enough population? This is vital. This is important. The 1% statistic, okay? So I'm going to use Phoenix for an example. I live in the 6th largest city in the United States. There was not an asexual group in my community yet when I started one. So I did the kind of formula of the 1% factor, which 1% of the world's population are asexual. So, in case you didn't know that statistic, that's kind of the rule of thumb I go with. So 1% of 3.5 million people in Maricopa County, which is the Phoenix metro area, is what? 35,000 people approximately, okay? So, not a math whiz, but 35,000 people are probably asexual in Maricopa County, okay? So that's a pretty large number, and that's a pretty healthy number to say, hey, okay, I think we should build an asexual community in my area, a group. If you live in Podunk Town, USA with a population of 300, okay, that means there's 3 asexuals in your area, and you're probably one of them. Okay, so probably not going to be a realistic idea to create a group in a small town. So, excuse me, you might want to definitely use that 1% factor to say, hey, this number is definitely high enough to where I think enough people are going to join my group and come to meetups, and I'm going to be able to spread enough awareness in my town to attract people and move forward in ACE awareness, okay? So, again, do I live in a big enough city? There's lots of major cities around this country and around the world that do not have an asexual community group established yet. Minneapolis, Detroit, and just to name a couple. So, again, you might want to get the ball rolling in some of those locales. Think of a simple and ideal name for your asexual group. Okay, so here's where it's really easy. I created Aces of Arizona. That's the group I founded. I know there's Ace SoCal. There's Aces of Philadelphia. There's PDX Aces. There's Garden State Aces. East Bay Aces. There's all kinds of different things that you can come up with. But more or less, a lot of people decide the word aces because it's kind of discreet, but also means a group of asexuals without saying the word asexual. It makes people feel, more clubby or clicky, so the word ace kind of fits for the most part. But again, think of something simple. You don't want to think of something complicated and really long. Make sure URL links extremely long and things like that. So again, try to think of something easy, fun, and to the point. I also don't want to double up on some names. I ran into that issue early on too. I originally called it Arizona Aces until I found out there was a varsity basketball team with the same name. So you want to try to Google some ideas of some names and just double check and make sure that there isn't already a name of something in your city with the name that you're thinking of calling your asexual group, okay? So you don't want to name it after a high school basketball team or something like that, right? So you want it to keep it unique. Create an online community through social media sites such as Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, Google+, Meetup.com, YouTube, and Avon. So again, once you get your name established and you think of something cool, move on and create a Facebook group or Tumblr, etc., with the same name. Be consistent with that name, okay? So that way people can find you easier and they can just do some Google searches, and you'd be surprised when you do a Google search for Aces of Arizona, Meetup.com is one of the first ones that pop up, not even acesofarizona.org. So it's a funny how many social media sites that you create, how it really helps you in the Google searches, and people can find you that much easier. But again, be consistent with the name. And whenever you do create a Facebook group, make sure it's a closed group. Closed group is a feature added by Facebook to make sure people are more private in their discussions. And again, that goes along with the safe space that we talked about earlier. It keeps things confidential. People who are not members of that closed group cannot see the discussions, the photos, and anything that's going on inside that group unless they're a member. So it really does allow people to open up better and talk about asexual topics online without feeling like they're announcing everything to the world. And as these posts get mentioned on and become available on Facebook, it's only going to show up on their news feed. It's not going to show up on your friends or family's news feed, only yours. So that's very important, and it's very vital that you do that to maintain privacy for your group. I don't know if Tumblr or Twitter has those options or features, but if they have them available, you definitely want to look into it. Stay consistent with your group's name so people can find you easier. Okay, covered that one. When possible, make sure URLs contain your group's name or change it so it does. For example, there'll be some settings in your Facebook group where you can go in as an admin and change your URL. It's going to say like facebook.com/groups/ in a bunch of numbers. Figure out a way in the settings to remove those numbers and change it to your group's name. For example, mine is facebook.com/groups/Aces of Arizona. The reason why is because it's going to come up on there's Google searches. People are going to be able to type it in and save it easier. It's going to be much easier for you to remember, and it's just much easier to maintain consistency of your group's name and promote awareness of your group's existence. Then you want to maybe create a logo to help promote your group and grab people's attention. It can just be cheesy and ugly and easy. You can take an asexual flag from online, and you can put a picture, just find a random picture of some sort of iconic thing in your city, such as, I don't know, Philadelphia has the Liberty Bell, right? So you can put the Liberty Bell, find a picture of the Liberty Bell online and put it in the center of an asexual flag and save it as an image and then post it on your Facebook site or whatever, and there you go. It's pretty and it's colorful and it looks good and it looks more professional, and instead of just a gray box sitting there that people aren't really attracted to. So again, color and being presentable means a lot and can go a long way. You can also use those pictures in Asexuality. It's a forum based group on Facebook, also on Avon and things like that. And so you can use links to your group pages and groups on Facebook, and to have the pictures attached to them and stuff. So it's just, people are going to go, wow, what's that? Cool, I'm going to click on that, and boom, they're in, or at least they know about you, so they can tell a friend that may live there and they can join your group. Okay, so again, try to create some sort of logo. Doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to be an artist. Promote your group's existence by announcing it on public asexual forums and attach URLs to your group, like we just discussed. So make sure that you introduce yourself, though, as being the group founder or the group organizer, however you want to present yourself, give yourself a title. Doesn't really have to be anything major. You don't have to say I'm vice president of CEO of Aces of Arizona or anything. It doesn't have to be that big and complicated. But introduce who you are. Tell people what you started. Tell people why you started it and where it's located, and how often you guys are meeting up, and what some of the goals and agendas are for your group. Okay, and and be warm and inviting. Try to get some people to come in and say hi and give you some support and et cetera, et cetera. Now here's how to build your people, your population. On Avon and in Acebook I believe it's acebook.net. Okay, so on Acebook and on Avon, which is asexuality.org, excuse me, there is a search by area. It's like search member by area feature. So you want to click that and you want to type in cities around your area. Here's where your geographical sense or your road atlases or your Google Maps come in handy. For example, Phoenix has several suburbs, and that's where I live. And we have Scottsdale and Tempe and Mesa and Gilbert and Peoria and Glendale, etc. You want to do a search for every single city in your metro area, and that can be long, it can be complicated, but it's not that hard. Okay, here's how you do it. Start with the city that you live in, and type in, for example, Phoenix. Okay, and yeah, the directory will show up with all the people that live in Phoenix that are a member of Avon or Acebook, depending on what site you're using. And then you'll click on the names of all of these people. I don't care if they didn't log in since 2004 or they logged in yesterday. These people were members at one point, or still are. They probably still have an email account attached to the site, okay? And they probably will still get notifications in their inbox that you messaged them, okay? So that's okay. Don't get discouraged if you click on a profile that hasn't been updated since, like I said, the early 2000s. So what you do is you type up an email to this person, this random Sally or Michael or whoever, right, that lives in Phoenix, and you say, hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm the creator of Aces of blah, 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 and I would like to invite you to our meetup group, and we're new and we're fresh and we just got started, and we're looking for new members in the asexual community to join us. And then what you're going to do is you're going to let them know when your next meetup's going to be, or you're going to definitely put down all of the links and URLs to all your social media sites, or a website if you already built one. So you want to put your URL for your Facebook group, your Avon, or not Avon, but Twitter and Google Plus accounts and whatever else, Tumblr, okay, and you're going to put all of these different options on there. Once you're done, okay, you're going to copy all of that, okay, and save it, okay, because you're going to end up copying and pasting this over and over and over to each and every member, okay, on that directory. So once before you send that out, make sure you copy all of that and save it, and then send that email out. Hit backspace, click on the next name on the list, and then that way you can just paste it, send, paste it, send, and go on down the list. Once you've exhausted that city, then go back out and type in a new city, a new suburb in your area. So if you're moving on to Scottsdale, then you'll type in Scottsdale, and then boom, you're going to start typing in, you'll start clicking on all the different names, and then you're just going to keep pasting all the same stuff again. Copy paste all the way down the line until you're tired and you feel that you've sent out enough emails, okay? Again, Avon and Acebook both have this feature. This is an easy way to drum up some population and let people know that, hey, your group exists now and you're ready to start meeting some fellow aces in your area. And then also you're going to want to go on your Facebook asexuality groups and discussion groups. Like Avon has a discussion group on Facebook. Announce it on Tumblr and all of that stuff that you exist to everybody. You'd be surprised how many people are just getting off work or before they go to work or whatever. They're excuse me, going on Facebook and they notice that, wow, Minneapolis now has an asexual meetup group, and I want to join it. I live in the area. I've been waiting for somebody to create one, and then boom, they click on it and they're in your group. Okay, so you definitely want to announce all of that stuff and have some other people help you spread the word throughout all the different discussion groups and stuff. Okay, so that's how to get some people in your group fast and build your numbers up to where you can finally start having some group discussions and work on projects and have some fun together. And the more people in your group, the more fun it can be and the more friendships form. It's a beautiful thing. So and then once you start having aces join your online groups, be sure to welcome them individually when possible. Make sure that they are aware of your group, the fact that it's a safe space. Okay, again, remind them that's a closed group. What they say in the group is confidential. It's not going anywhere. You can trust people that are in the group that are not going to run off and blab about your personal life story, okay, to anybody. Because again, we talk about some pretty in-depth and personal things in our group, whether it's, you know, about human sexuality and our sexual past or gender diversity. You know, there's all sorts of different issues that come up, and it's extremely important that you remind them that what they say is in confidence. Okay. Once your online group achieves a population of 8 to 10 people, start asking questions and taking polls. Ask members what they'd like to do for fun. You know, their eating preferences, what part of the city they reside, and their transportation availabilities. Again, not everybody has a car. Not everybody has a bicycle. People are going to want a carpool. They have gas money, whatever. So, you know, maybe these two people live on this side of the city and they want to carpool together. Then, you know, that's excellent. You know, but you know, get to know some of these people. Find out, you know, some of them are vegetarians, some of them are vegans, some of them are carnivores. You know, you have all kinds of different, you know, walks of life. So make sure you accommodate some of these people when possible. Don't make it always a vegan restaurant, or don't make it always, you know, a meat eating restaurant. You know, you want to definitely you know, change it up a little bit and accommodate some of the people that are in your group. And finding out where people live, again, is essential for where you're going to host these events. Whether it's at a cafe in the center of downtown or in a suburb, you want to make sure that everybody has an easy way to get to that location. Okay, you don't want to make people drive too far away. And then again, try to find out what people like to do for fun, whether it's just shopping at the mall or, you know, playing video games or playing board games or what have you. You definitely want to try to find out what people like to do for fun. Once you get results to the above questions, analyze the feedback and determine a centralized meeting spot that matches your members' eating preferences. Again, that's just reiterating what I just said. You know, finding that perfect restaurant in an area that's safe and that's secure and easy to get to. Make sure it's an affordable restaurant too. There's a lot of people on fixed incomes, a lot of students. So you want to make sure that those people are, you know, accommodated, you know, for money and, you know, financial reasons. So make sure everybody has a fair chance to eat or drink at where it is that you decided to host an event at. Typically Saturdays and Sundays between 2 and 5 p.m. are mostly convenient for people, and restaurants are less crowded during these times. It's true. A lot of people who work are off on the weekends. A lot of people who go to school are off on the weekends, and so it's pretty easy. It's pretty self-explanatory as far as that goes. A lot of holiday weekends happen, etc. as well. And then between 2 and 5, you're in between your lunch and you're in between your dinner. People seem to just pack up and go, and they don't come back until between 5 and 6 o'clock as far as dinner goes. So your parking lots are going to be empty. You're going to have better service from your restaurant, and you're going to have more peace and quiet. You're going to actually be able to hear people talk, and you'll be able to discuss things more in a private manner and basis and stuff, and get to know each other. So it's pretty vital that you try to find a place that's easy to meet between those hours. And then offer rides and carpooling if possible to gain more attendees. Again, that's really reiterating something I mentioned above, but offer the carpool. So when you announce an event, when you create an event on Facebook, there's an event tab on there in your group, or on meetup.com. Announce that you're willing to pick up some people. If you need a ride, let me know. Try to be accommodating for some of these people, because the more people you're willing to go pick up, the more people are going to come to your event. So it's important. Do not cancel your meetup event plans due to low RSVP counts and or lack of online interest. There are a lot of people who do show up without RSVPing. This is very, very true. There are a lot of people who are skittish of being on Facebook or following you on Twitter, but they do subscribe in some way, or they go to Google every now and then and they click on meetup.com without joining it and check your calendar of events and see when it is that you're having your next event, and they walk there or they drive there, and you have no idea whether or not they're really going to come or they're really going to be there. And then there's the whole lazy factor. I run into this sometimes, and I know a lot of other event hosts and stuff run into this. The people just scroll through Facebook news feeds all the time, and they see it, they comprehend it, but they don't really do anything with it. They just scroll down and keep on going. They made a mental note that, okay, there's going to be an event on this day at this time, and I'm going to go, but they didn't think about, oh, I should RSVP to this. And then they end up going. And if you cancel, you've got all those people are driving in, walking in, busing in, bicycling in, that changed their work schedule. They dropped off kids at babysitters or grandma's, and they made plans to be there at this event that you're hosting at this time and on this day. And just because only 4 or 5 people RSVP'd doesn't mean that 10 won't show up. And it's happened before. I've had 4 or 5 people only RSVP and then double that show up. So it's important and it's vital. And some of the smaller meetups are actually even some of the better ones. Don't set a limit at like 5 or 6 people. And if only 5 or 6 people RSVP, then we're not going to have it. I'm going to tell you what, some of those smaller meetup groups are some of the most quality conversations you're ever going to have in your life with some of these people. I'm serious. You're going to make some good friends, and you're going to let them know that you're there for you no matter what the size of the meetup group is. Excuse me, as an event host, group leader, try to wear something purple, Ace Pride related, so people attending the events for the first time or even a second time, they can't remember your face, remember what it is that you're wearing. Whether it's a pin, a purple hat, some pride color shirts like this, or you can get on Cafe Press or whatever and Zazzle and order some Ace flag shirts or whatever to wear, or get some sort of flag stand and put some flags on the table or whatever. That way people can find you easier, okay? It's pretty important that you wear at least something Ace Pride color as an event host, so people can go, wow, okay, there's purple, so I think that's the table. All right, so if possible, choose a table that has a circular seating pattern to allow your group to have quality, in-depth discussions without struggling to hear one another. So there's tables in restaurants that you've seen them all the time. They're like several tables all in a row, and they build this big giant island in the center of a room. It's not going to work, people. I'm going to tell you why. You're down here, they're down there, and you got people in the middle and all over the place, and you're, huh? What'd you say? You're yelling, you're repeating everything, and you're not getting to know everybody at that table because they're just too staggered and too everywhere. So try to get something in a circular motion, like one of those bench curve seats, like Pizza Hut has them, and then has a table in the center. You can pull some dining room chairs up from other directions and just have that group discussion. Or if it's a cafe, start pulling some chairs from different directions out and just sit around and just, there doesn't really have to even be a table there. Just you can just hold your coffee or Danish or whatever and have a group discussion. But at least everybody has a turn in rotation to speak. They can hear one another, and it's sometimes more intimate as far as the conversation goes. It's more private. And then maintain a positive, upbeat, cheerful attitude for your members. Ask them questions, but allow them to choose topics they wish to discuss. Let everyone have equal opportunities to ask questions and discuss their topics of interest. So, this person may come to this asexual group meetup for the first time and have all of these things they want to talk about. I mean, they have never met an ace before, so they want to just unleash the fury on you as far as all the stuff that happened to them in their life, and just let them go. Let them do it. It's liberating. It's fun, and they have a lot to say. So let them say it. It's important, and it's important to listen. And just let everybody have their topic of discussion, whether it's just talking about simple stuff or talking about in-depth stuff. So again, make sure you have to let everybody have an equal opportunity. Ask your group for suggestions on future meetup activities, projects and ideas. And then ask them if they know a fellow ace. A lot of times they'll have roommates or classmates or coworkers that are asexual, and invite them into the group. And then ask people if they want to, start projects together and stuff. Start building some awareness ideas. Take photos of your meetups if possible and post them, but not everybody's going to want to take photos. So be prepared for that. People are camera shy, or they don't want to be outed. They don't want to have an opportunity to be seen by a coworker online or whatever. Respect that. Go with it. Whoever wants to be in the photo, great. But it's pretty cool to have some photos to reflect and look back on, and just share the excitement and the enthusiasm within your group online. And it encourages people to come out and go to your events. Get into a rhythm of consistency and meetup scheduling. Plan, organize, and create meetup events at least once a month to maintain group morale and involvement. Yeah, you don't want to have one only every 3 months or something like that, or have one 2 in 1 month and none at all the next month. You want to try to maintain some sort of consistency there, and try to encourage people to come on a regular basis. Call it a monthly meetup if you can. It's okay to have bowling events on the side or stuff like that, though. That's not a big deal. And then as time goes on, find out if there's anybody that attends university or college. Find out if they'd be interested in creating a university on-campus group. Hopefully with the same consistent name that you already have established. For example, Aces of Arizona, we have an Aces of Arizona ASU group. And it can also become state funded eventually as well. So it's pretty cool. I think you only have to have like a minimum of 3 people to join it or create it. So ask around, figure out if there's enough people on university level that can start an on-campus meetup group. It only helps, and it really does build a lot of awareness, especially in our youth and our students. And then as far as your group population continues to grow, you'll need some help maintaining and organizing the group. So again, ask for volunteers. Get some people to be some co-hosts, maybe host some meetups when you go on vacation or you get too busy at work. As your group gets bigger, you'll figure out who are more extroverted versus introverted that may want to, be a co-host, or, maybe they're a go-getter like you and you want to get them included in helping organize and plan some events. And then they can be, definitely a big help whenever you go out of town. And you're not able to schedule that month's meetup and host it. And then as far as, be sure to stay in contact with your group members outside of attending meetup groups. Be their friend. Show them you care. Give them a text or call. Say, hey, I'm just checking in with you. Miss you. Haven't seen you since the last meetup. How you been? And be genuine. Don't do it just because you feel obligated. Do it because you want to. And show them that you want to. Just be their friend. Let them know that they matter outside of just attending groups. Keep enthusiasm, participation, and happiness levels up in your group by posting ACE-related articles, news, pictures, memes, etc. in your online group's discussion forums. Okay, so you can go on Google, you can go in other people's groups or whatever, and if you see like a meme and it talks about asexuality in some way, and you think it's funny, or if it's just an article that's interesting, you can copy and paste it and post it on your asexual group for people to read as an attendant, an observer, So it's important to maintain that morale and the enthusiasm by posting some jokes or some things that will keep people fired up and willing to talk about some of these asexual topics and matters. Okay. So don't be afraid to post as much as possible as far as that goes. And let other people do the same. Let people post stuff on there. And then by this point, hopefully your group has achieved a healthy, stable number of members. With that said, it's time to start asking questions about awareness efforts. Find out who would be interested in helping contact your local LGBT Pride Center to help promote asexual awareness. Possibly go into some Pride marches. I know ours is only $50 to march in the Pride event here. So you can buy some big ace flags, make some banners, print out some flyers and pamphlets and hand them out as you're marching in your local Pride area, Pride March, okay? So figure out who's all on board with that. There's some people that are not going to feel comfortable doing that. That's fine. Just let them be. There's some people that are going to want to. So definitely, figure out who's all on board with that and roll with it. But it's not the end of the world if not everybody is on board. As your group achieves goals and gets public notoriety, be sure to announce it on Facebook or other social medias like Tumblr and Twitter of how your group's doing. Now, success is what it is. Be proud of your group. Brag a little. Show pictures. Hey, look what we did. Look what we did in our group, in our community. We spread awareness in our city, and we got the job done. Look at us. And other groups around the world are going to see what you did, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook, and they're going to want to do the same. They're going to show their group members what you've done, and they're going to pick up the pace, and they're going to get some stuff done as well in their community. So again, be positive and brag a little bit, and then always remember, never give up. Don't let outsiders or the occasional group member take the wind out of your sails. Stay upbeat, stay strong, stay proud, and just keep that positive, open-minded attitude toward achieving group goals. don't let people who are not interested in helping you raise awareness be the reason why you're not. You definitely want to try stay focused and maintain that strong backbone for your group. And then be sure to like other pages. As people create Facebook groups, they're going to create Facebook pages. Make sure you like their Facebook pages and support your fellow ACE host and group leaders and stuff. And then as soon as you're done watching this video, below is a form. You need to fill out the form. Let me know your name, your group's name, and post all the important URLs that will lead me to your group site. Make sure it's not a broken link. And then also, if you can, please like this video at the bottom and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to end up having some more videos about other ACE related topics or about the site. So I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you, dealing with my voice. I'm about out. I've been dealing with the flu, so I do appreciate your time, and ACE Pride.